Oh, of course I'm recording right now. That'll be great. Should I just leave this in there?
Yeah, you should.
Okay, cool. Oh my gosh. It's like a... Cool.
Cool.
All right, so final roundup summary from Low Carb Cruise, right?
We had the last day of speakers today. My hair looks really funny with the sun behind it. Actually doesn't look that weird.
There's a themed party thing going on tonight.
Twenties Night.
It's Twenties Night.
And I didn't buy a 20s dress. This is just the formal dress I'm wearing the whole time.
And someone had some extra stuff and decided to
Yes,
let you join in on fun.
did. So she let me
Super
borrow
itchy.
it.
Anyway.
Sorry. I got you.
So yeah, we had the last day of presentations today. Lots of good stuff. We had Kim Howerton.
Yep.
Did she start it off?
Yeah, she started off.
Yeah. Lots of mindset. There was a lot of presentations about mindset.
It was really
today.
great. I love it so much.
I have a tag that's totally bent up.
Whoops.
Anyway, she talked about some great stuff. It was a lot of it was what she talked about. It wasn't the same presentation, but a lot of it was similar stuff to what she talked about at our meetup last month. So yeah, it was really good. Yeah, lots of good takeaways on that. Let's see who came next.
Who was next?
I'd look at my phone, but it's up there.
You could look at my phone.
Oh, well, we should do this more. I did, at one point during lunch, I put the quick edit of our scuba stuff up on all the screens.
Oh, you did?
I don't even know if you saw that.
I didn't.
Okay. Oh, it was Robert Sykes.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, well, it's so funny because he's like, how many people in here are competitive bodybuilders?
He's like, me.
Well, anyway, he was like, but how many people in here are bodybuilders? And he's like, okay, let me tell you what the definition of bodybuilder is. And it's someone who is building muscle to improve. I can't remember the exact phraseology that he used.
No, I can't remember.
He's like,
either.
and so now everybody should be
everyone
raising their hands. Yeah, because
it says trying to change your
like
body through building and nutrition or something like that.
Something like that.
Right.
Anyway, really good stuff.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed that he said, which was really interesting to me, was he's like, hey, I didn't bring any slides. Because he has slides. I've seen him before talk with slides, and he's very meticulous about them, and they look great. And he said, because I'll pay more attention to the slides than I do to the audience. And so I want to have more audience involvement.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose not to do slides. And I think just like with our keto journey here, we're all learning different things about ourselves. And that's something he noticed about himself, which may not, of course, not anything keto, anything. It's about presentation, right? But it's all about like what you're learning about yourself, what things you can handle, what things you can't handle. And it's just really
Adding a little bit more light.
When you stood up, I fell off the end of the bed.
Okay. Dump you on the ground.
Anyway, so I always feel very empowered when I have a realization about myself and I can accept those things about myself, whether it's a weakness or a strength or something I want to improve upon. And so I can accept it and then I can move forward. So I found that was interesting.
Autumn, her presentation was, if you hate yourself to get thin, you will hate yourself thin.
When you're thin.
Yeah. Just because you lose weight doesn't mean that you're going to change your mindset. So again, we're back to mindset.
Yes, and I've said that before. I've said that out loud to people. I'm like, when I have been skinnier, I haven't liked my body because I have a lot of saggy skin through the middle. And why do we obsess so much, and me especially, why do I obsess so much about losing weight when I know I'm not going to like the way I look anyway? So I just need to figure out how to like myself the way I am and have fun and joy in the journey, right? And that's what we're doing now. Like, I'm not perfect right now, but we're still going to go down dressed up and have a fun time.
I'm not going to be dressed up.
Yeah, he's going to look like a
I will be wearing clothes, though.
Yeah.
I'm wearing short pants because, frankly, it's hotter.
It is hot.
Autumn also talked about, two different people. Both of them step on the scale. They see the number 200.
Mm-hmm.
One is really elated because she's like, wow, all my hard work is paying off. The other one is like, oh no, I've gained weight again. And
Yeah.
Anyway.
So she talked about, like, when you get a thought, challenge that thought, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
so just because a thought pops into your head, which is going to, and you're going to default to negativity. That's just how we work.
Was it her or no? It was Kim who said that negativity is comfortable.
Yes. Yes.
That it's easy and it's comfortable for us to have negative thoughts about ourselves because it's a known quantity. It's not happy.
Yeah.
It's not something that we like, but it's comfortable for us.
Yes, and we're always going to do the things that are most comfortable to try to avoid pain, right? And you don't want to do things that really stretch you because it is painful.
Yep. Robert Sykes also totally quoted James Clear.
Yeah.
He said, "You don't rise to the level of your goals. You
fall to the level of your systems.
Yep.
So you got to put some good
interesting.
systems in place."
And a couple ladies behind me were like, "Oh, that was a good quote." I'm like, "It was James Clear," but it was true.
But that's the thing. Like when you implement systems,
yep.
Like then you're falling to however well that system is implemented.
Yep.
I was thinking about that on this cruise. 2 days we went on excursions, and one of the nights Ruth and I came back and worked out, but then one of the other days I didn't exercise, and I've been feeling my identity of I'm a girl who gets up and exercises. Like that's what I've decided I'm going to be, and that's what I've been doing for the last more than 6 months now, except for on Sundays, which that's my decision, right?
Yep.
But it was interesting to be like feel that like unease of I didn't do what I wanted to do today because we had to leave really early on the ship, so to go to the excursion. So it's kind of.
I am not a girl who gets up and exercises.
Yeah. Why are you not
I
that?
just am not. Nisha
Lady
was talking about finding your proper human diet. She also talked quite a bit about doing elimination diets, trying to figure out what things are wrong. And she talked about how if you're doing one of those, you need to find out what stuff works best for you, and so you cut back everything else.
Yeah.
She's like, this is not a time for dairy. This is not a time for protein shakes. This is not a time for...
Yeah.
She listed off all of these things that when you're doing one of these elimination diets, you eliminate everything else, and then you slowly introduce stuff bit by bit.
And she did talk about the induction section where she said, okay, only 2 days of that entire week do you introduce, and you introduce like 1 to 2 ounces one day, and then 1 to 2 ounces, or the 2 to 3 ounces the next day, and then everything else is the same as what you've been eating. So you literally are only entering one variable, not like a whole bunch of dairy, like one type of dairy, Parmesan cheese or something, and then the next day is Parmesan cheese, and then you go back to baseline, which is what you've been doing.
She started with hard cheeses.
Yes, hard
first.
cheeses, and then after you've gone through the whole week of baseline, then the next week you can try to implement something else in.
I thought it was funny that she said one of the last things you implement is liquid dairy, and she's like, I don't use heavy cream anymore because it gives me cystic acne.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Wow.
Yeah, but it's a way to identify like what problem points you have with food.
You had Natalie Grasso, which was talking about how even though you don't think you're going to become a bikini model, you can totally do hard stuff. And if you are worried about loose skin, put some muscle underneath it.
Yes.
I thought that was interesting.
That wasn't
just what she was talking about.
I don't know if I could ever get that much muscle under this baby.
But she had 3 of her clients who were there that she said, hey, last year they were all like, I don't think I'll ever be like them. One of them is actually going to be competing in a bikini like bodybuilding contest.
Yes, and she's 63.
60? Yeah, 63.
I made a point to go tell her congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of her.
Amber O'Hearn had a very interesting talk. It was a bit technical.
Well,
but it was
that's Amber O'Hearn.
That's Amber O'Hearn.
Yeah.
It was... Her basic premise was, here are all of the things that can go wrong with fasting and why you may want to not do extended fasting. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
Just talking about the different problems that you can run into, and she listed off the 4 main reasons why people say they want to do fasting. Things like autophagy, or deeper ketosis, or rapid weight loss, or I'm trying to remember what the other one was. Anyway, and she said all of these things can be achieved with a well-formulated ketogenic diet.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, very technical. I'll let her do the explanation when I get the video edit done. I was actually really happy when Robert said he didn't have slides. I'm like, sweet.
Yes.
It's a lot less work for me.
Less work for me to do.
I'm going to try and see how quickly I can get those put together. I'm not going to turn it over to the video team. I'm just going to do it myself.
I guess that was the case.
Yeah. Anyway, and then you had, and that Amber O'Hearn was the last one to give a presentation.
Okay.
And then you had the panel discussion, which was actually back to
really good.
A lot of talk about mindset.
Yes.
Because you have to get yourself into the right frame of mind before you can be successful at stuff.
Yeah, so I want to do an activity with my family. The kids are going to be super excited about it. So I'm going to take a section of Autumn's talk where she talked about the 2 different people that weighed 200 pounds.
Okay.
And she went ahead and did the activity with us by showing their reactions. And what did she say? There was a model. There was like 5 little clouds. And the model was circumstance, which would be like, I'm wearing this green sparkle dress is the circumstance, right? And then the thought would be, this dress makes me look fat, or I look amazing in this dress. Like, it's whatever thought I choose to attach to whatever the circumstance is, right? So the thought, and then what's the next one?
No.
He doesn't remember.
I don't.
Action.
I actually was paying attention to the audio levels and trying to optimize the audio levels. We had issues with half of the place we were at had good audio levels, and half of it had bad audio levels, and that was in the back. And I was like, people were like, we can't hear you in the back. I'm like, so move up to the empty seats in the front.
I know.
There were lots of empty seats in the front.
I took a picture of it.
Okay.
So circumstance, thought, feeling. So as soon as you have the thought, then you attach a feeling to it. So if my thought is positive, like, I look great in this dress, then my feeling is going to be good because I'm going to feel happy about it, right? If my thought is, I look fat in this dress, then my feeling is going to be, shame, and I want to stay here, I don't want to leave, I don't look pretty, like that feeling. And then that will influence the action. So like, if I feel great, I'm going to walk down that hall of the cruise and I'm just going to strut my stuff and I'm going to feel amazing because my thought is that I look great in this dress. And the feeling is the confidence, right? Yep. But if I don't feel good, the action would be, maybe I'll just stay here and not go to the party, which is in 5 minutes. Right?
9 minutes ago.
9 minutes ago. It's fine. We can be fashionably late. Okay. So then the action would be whatever you do with that. And then the result is the end game, right? So I went to the party, I had a great time, and the result will reinforce the thought. Because I felt great in this dress, I looked good, I was confident, and it reinforces the thought. So it's almost like the circumstance doesn't matter because it does matter, but it skips over the circumstance in the circle. So anyway, I'm gonna do that with the kids and try to put some like situations in that they can maybe think about, so that it's learning a pattern of challenging those thoughts. And that's something that is, here's a step, here's something I can try to implement, but you cannot implement something unless you practice. So that's what we're gonna have to do, is practice that thing. Yeah.
Well, cool.
Since we're late, we'll just be done.
Well, and I'm not even gonna edit this at all. I'm gonna upload it straight from my phone to YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah. So that part at the beginning is totally going to be there. This part right here, totally going to be here.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for joining us on this little journey here. And, well, we should be doing our regular Monday live stream.
Yeah, because we'll be home.
And our Tuesday night live streams. That'll be fun. All right. Well, have a great day.
Bye. Weirdy.